Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle one of the biggest questions in all of retirement planning. How do you make absolutely sure your money lasts for your entire life? We're going to walk through exactly how you can build what is essentially your own personal pension.
This is the one question that can really keep you up at night. You've spent decades working hard, saving up, doing everything right, but there's that little voice in the back of your head saying, what if I live too long? What if I outlive my savings? It's a totally normal fear, but the good news is there's a real, concrete solution for it.
The whole point of this is to take a piece of your nest egg and turn it into a paycheck that you can count on month after month for the rest of your life, no matter what. It's like building a pension, but it's one you own and you control. And that, right there, is where true peace of mind comes from. So how do we actually do this? Well, the financial tool that was literally designed for this one specific job is called a life annuity. Let's dig into what that actually means. Okay, so what is a life annuity? Think of it like a personal contract. It's a deal you make with an insurance company. You give them a lump sum of money from your savings, and in exchange, they promise to send you a check every single month for as long as you live. It doesn't matter if you live to be 95, 105, or 115. Those checks will keep on coming. Now, this process, this exchange of a lump sum for a lifetime of income, has a technical name. It's called annuitization. And here's a word I really want you to hear: irrevocable. In a lot of the traditional annuity setups, once you flip that switch, there's no going back. That's why it is so important to understand all your options before you make any decisions. But here's the great news. You're not just stuck with one single choice. When you're looking at creating this lifetime income, there are really two main paths you can go down, and they're built on totally different philosophies about your money. And this really gets to the heart of it. This is the biggest decision you'll have to make, and it's all about a fundamental trade-off. On one side, you've got what we call irrevocable income. The entire goal there is to get the biggest paycheck possible. On the other side, you've got flexible income, where the goal is still lifetime income, but you get to keep control of your money. So let's look at path number one. This is the classic traditional approach. You might hear it called a single premium immediate annuity, or a SPIA. The biggest pro, it almost always gives you the highest possible starting paycheck. It's simple. You set it, you forget it, you get your checks. But the cons are just as clear. You give up access to that lump sum, and if you pass away early, any money left over typically stays with the insurance company. Then you have path number two, which is a much more modern way of thinking about it. This is often a fixed indexed annuity, or FIA, that has a special feature added on called a guaranteed lifetime withdrawal benefit. The pros here are huge for a lot of people. You still get lifetime income, but you keep control over your account, and whatever money is left when you're gone, it goes to your kids or your favorite charity. The trade-off is that this flexibility costs money, usually in the form of a rider fee, and your growth potential is typically more limited. For a lot of retirees we talk to, that flexible path that combines income, control, and legacy is really the go-to structure. It just seems to check all the right boxes. Let's break down why that combination is so powerful. Okay, first and foremost, income. This is the foundation. Both paths solve that core fear of running out of money. The difference is just a matter of priorities. The irrevocable path is built from the ground up to squeeze out the highest possible starting paycheck. The flexible path also gives you income for life, but it usually starts a bit lower because you're getting other valuable benefits in return. Second, let's talk about control. This is where the two paths really take a sharp turn away from each other. With that traditional irrevocable path, you've traded your control for a bigger check. But with the modern flexible path, you keep access to your money. So if a real emergency happens, the roof starts leaking or you have a big medical expense, you still have a pool of money you can tap into. That's a huge deal. And finally, legacy. With the flexible approach, it's really simple. Whatever you don't spend in your lifetime, your beneficiaries get. End of story. With the traditional path, the default setting is that the checks stop when you do. Now, you can add features to leave a legacy, but doing so will lower that maximum paycheck we talked about. See, it all comes back to that same core trade-off. Okay, so you have all this information now. Where do you go from here? Knowing about this stuff is great, but turning it into an actual plan is what really matters. And honestly, it's probably simpler than you think. Here's a really simple 3-step action plan. Step 1, define your goal.
Just figure out what your essential monthly bills are, subtract your Social Security, and that gap, that's your income target. Step 2, compare your options. Based on what we just talked about, which path feels right for you? Is it all about the biggest check, or is control and legacy more important? And step 3, and this is crucial, get expert help. Don't try to figure this out by yourself. An independent broker can search the entire marketplace to find the very best contract for your unique situation.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought. Just imagine for a second if you had another paycheck in retirement that was just as reliable, just as predictable as your Social Security check. A paycheck that didn't care what the stock market was doing and that you knew, for a fact, would show up for the rest of your life. That's not just some fantasy. That is exactly what building your own personal pension is designed to accomplish.
If you'd like to see what the numbers could look like for your specific situation, we here at the Annuity Expert would be happy to help. We can get you personalized annuity quotes from some of the top-rated insurance companies out there, and our services are always 100% free to you. Just give us a call at 770-755-1565, or you can find us online at annuityexpertadvice.com. Thanks so much for watching.